Hello and welcome to week 10. So we are in the double digits, which means that the end of the semester is coming quickly. But hopefully you feel like you are at a good place. There's only a few more assignments left for this class. And so it's just going to be a sprint to the finish line at this point. So this week we are moving into our next unit, which is on menu planning. And so it's really kind of a piggyback off of what we started the last couple of weeks when we were looking at the different nutrients that children need in order to flourish when it comes to their growth and development. So now we're going to be getting into the information about what should they be eating and how much of it should be eating. And all of this is gearing up for your next assignment, which is going to be the menu plan, which I'm going to introduce next week. But this week, we're just going to start getting into looking at the different age groups, looking at their requirements. This is a place where you can use that information from the Choose My Plate website that was so beneficial to all of us, where you start looking at how much of types of food do children need. And we all agree that children at different ages need different nutrients. They need different amounts of nutrients. And so it's really important that we understand for each of the different age groups what we should be seeing children eat, because we need to model for them. And if we're working in a facility that provides the food, then we are required to make sure that children are getting the right amounts of the different food groups. So when you look at our weekly page, you'll see that we are in the menu planning unit. And so this week, what you're going to be looking at is the feeding of infants, toddlers, and young children. So as always, there's a cute little video for you to watch. Just to kind of get us excited about feeding children. So you're going to be looking at chapters 15 and 16, and as always, I have provided the PowerPoints for you. But this week's discussion board is going to be something that it may be a little sensitive, but I do think that it's really important because it's a debate that has raged for years. And so this is an opportunity for us just to kind of get into the research, but to also share with each other. We all know that the medical profession recommends breastfeeding because it's the perfect nutrients for our babies. However, there are plenty of instances where mothers can't breastfeed or choose not to breastfeed. This discussion board is not meant to be any type of judgment. Really what I'm asking you to do, because we're looking at feeding young children and we're looking at what they should be getting and the amounts that they should be getting. And so really this is meant to get into research that says, what does it say about breastfeeding? What does it say about using formula? So when you click on the discussion board, it's just really going to be what are the advantages and the disadvantages. Again, this is research. You are welcome to share your own personal experiences, but most importantly, please understand this is not meant to be a place where we can slam each other for choices that we have made. This truly is meant to be able to make us more informed about what research says. Now, in my announcement, I also reference this, but I will put it in the video as well. I have two daughters, and I was not able to breastfeed either one of them, and it was because my milk never came in. I can't tell you how upset I was at the way that I was treated in the hospital and by people that I had considered my friends, who made me feel like I was a bad mother because I was not breastfeeding my daughters. With my first one, we found out she had such a severe allergy that we had to go with goat milk formula because it was the only thing that she could tolerate. And my younger one had to use soy. So what you find, everyday formula did not work for either one of my girls. but it is heartbreaking to want to do the best job that you can, and to have people make you feel like you are a horrible person, because of choices that you've made. That one was out of my control, but yet I was still made to feel like, something was wrong with me and that my babies weren't going to be as healthy as anybody else. So I share that with you just so that you understand that I don't want any of that happening in the discussion board. I truly want it to be a place where we can share our own experiences, where we can support each other, for whatever choices you have made or are going to make in the future. But as I said, there's a lot of information out there. Concerning breastfeeding versus formula. And so I really want you to have to look at both sides of the coin. What are the advantages of breastfeeding? What are the disadvantages? And what are the advantages of formula and what are the disadvantages? So again, just make sure that you bring in some research to support what you're saying. So as I said, this is going to be the first of 2 weeks in the menu planning unit. Next week, I'm actually going to go over the actual assignment. But in the meantime, don't forget to be working on your observation, which is coming up quickly. But as soon as you're done with it, please go ahead and submit it, just because, especially as it gets close to the end of the semester, the sooner assignments come in, the faster I can grade them and get them back to you. So have a great week, starting to look at the menu portion of our unit, and I will see you in week 11.